for joining us for this joyous celebration with our retirees. Welcome retirees, families, friends, staff, school board members, and community supporters. This has been an unprecedented year indeed, one filled with the challenges faced with physical distancing. We wish we could celebrate all of you in person. However, we have come up with the next best thing, a virtual celebration. Dr. Saltzman will kick off this special occasion with some words.
Okay, thank you. Welcome to our 7th annual retirement reception. And I am Ian Saltzman, the superintendent, and I'm honored to be here with you this evening. And I wish I was live with you. Just want to hug you and hold you and say congratulations, because what a great accomplishment. To all the retirees, thank you for your dedication. And believe me, some days I wish I was with you right now, because you've earned it. And it's just a great accomplishment in public education. So I can't thank you enough. Whether you work directly with students or not, your work has touched so many individuals, so many students, so many people. And I've been touched by your work with my interactions with students and seeing you with them and us talking to each other as I met you. If you have a family or friend today with you, I want to thank them, because to do this work in public education, you have to have someone with you. Think about all the hours you've put in, right? You know, and all the years that you've committed to students and to the work of a district. So to your family and friends and relatives that are here with you today, I thank you for being a partner with someone that's in public education. This is a very, very special night for you as well. Working in education is challenging and time consuming, and certainly now. Who would have predicted this? And the monumental work that you have done during these times is extraordinary. And just think, your children's 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 children will remember these times and the work that you helped provide for youngsters. Your love and patience has enabled tonight's retirees to give their best and do their best. So we thank you. So on behalf of the Everett Public School Board of Directors, staff, and students, I thank each and every one of you. Family and friends, thank you for preparing students for their journey in life. With us on the webinar tonight will be our chairman, our board of directors, Caroline Mason. So we'll be saying a few words. Before I conclude my part, I would like to share a thank you to Jared Cake, who represents the teachers. In my year with him, he has been a partner, and I cannot thank him enough for all his hard work for advocating for teachers. And to Laura Rogers, who represents the paraeducators, always caring and always keeping me informed of what people need. She is always there for her group. And Laura, I thank you. To our co-presidents of the School Administrators Association, Becky Ballback and Kathy Woods, amazing individuals. And tonight, I know that Becky is retiring, and I can't thank her enough for her service. Always a smile every time I saw her. Her positive energy always helped me through the years I saw her in the building. To Brian Holmes, our Service Employees International Union president, who represents a large group of individuals, and for his work in advocating, Brian, thank you. Pacific Northwest Regional Council of Carpenters Steward, Andrew Solheim. Andrew does an amazing job communicating with the stewards, and I appreciate his input and his honesty every time. To our Nurses Association acting president, Laura Peterson, who's always advocating and always sharing what we can do better. And I appreciate her honesty and transparency during my time here. Teamsters, our van driver stewards, Rhonda Polo and Kim Meacham, thank you. Thank you for what you do to represent everybody every day. The office professionals, Jody Meyer, what a fine group of people that are on the front line every day. Thank you for being here, your support. To our coaches, our extracurricular association, Jeff Russell. He's been a strong advocate and one of my dear friends since I've been here, always helping me with some good advice and has been a great ally, and thank you for your partnership. For our professional tech positions, Chuck Booth. I've never seen Chuck sit since I've been here, always making sure things are getting done. People are assigned certain things, always on the move, high energy, and I appreciate you so much. And to the Everett Public Schools Foundation Executive Director, Kay Fanton. Always has our heart for kids and for this community. Always has a smile and an open heart to make sure that we get everything we need for our students and community in the Everett area. Thank you. Again, thank you for your ongoing work to lead and support our staff, to partner in the work that we do. It is a partnership, and this would not be here tonight if it wasn't for everybody. So again, to all retirees, my blessings. You're going to be missed. You can always come back. I expect you to come back and visit. Even if you're going far, far away, you come back when this all ends, the virus. And, you'll always be part of the Everett Public School system, no matter what. So I thank you, and I'll turn it back to Debbie Kovacs.
Thank you, Dr. Saltzman. School Board President Caroline Mason now will share some words with our retirees in a video.
Thank you, Dr. Saltzman. I have to admit, I'm not very good at these virtual recordings, but I am so honored to be here this afternoon with you, and on behalf of the school board, say a huge congratulations. Within the district, we honor our graduates who are at the beginning of a new chapter that will hopefully include a career that is meaningful and rewarding. On the other end of the spectrum, we honor you, our retirees, for the contribution and important role you've played in our students' success, and for hopefully the end of a career you have found fulfilling. My husband retired this past fall, and I understand it can be a time of great anticipation and sometimes a little bit of trepidation. Your retirement isn't as normal as you thought it might be, as it comes during a time when the world looks just a little bit different. But your career spanned many decades before these past few months set us on a unique path. It is because of your integrity, sense of responsibility, and hope for our students' future that they continue to thrive. Each of you has had an impact on our students, and I honestly can't imagine what it feels like or how you think about the lives that you have positively influenced and the lives that you have changed. We will miss your energy and your many contributions. I hope you continue to be a part of education and perhaps the district, maybe as a volunteer, or maybe you just read a little more to the grandkids. We commit to continuing your momentum and the excitement you have given our students. Again, congratulations, and thank you for your outstanding service to our students, our schools, our district, and your community. Now I turn the webinar over to Debbie Kovacs, who will help introduce this incredible group of retirees and their supervisors so we can get to know each one of you a little bit better. Again, congratulations.
This is where the heart of the celebration begins. We get to hear about all of our retirees. We have pre-recorded presentations from supervisors who will share a few words about each one of our retirees. So sit back and enjoy the video.
Nancy Johnson has been in the district for 36 years, but her most recent history has come in her work with Cascade's Extended Resource Program. Her colleagues cited that she, over time, really came to understand individual student needs of the Extended Resource Room at the high school level. That she developed positive relationships with students and staff and supported them through small group instruction and her daily interactions with them. On the professional level, she experienced continuous growth within the extended resource team and increased her confidence in filling the multiple roles that she could in support of both students and staff. We will all miss Nancy, and we wish Nancy all the best as she enters retirement. Thank you for your contributions to our extended resource program and to Cascade. Laura King came to Cascade in the 2007-08 school year after working for 30-plus years as a counselor in Eastern Washington at a small private school. Laura made mention that in such a small school, the title counselor really meant assistant administrator, testing coordinator, psychology teacher, club advisor, drama coach, tutor, bus driver, custodian, and many other titles. Laura came into Cascade as her youngest son graduated from Cascade, making that a particularly special school year. Laura's hard work, service to students, and authenticity immediately shone through. Laura cited her favorite memories being all the amazing ways the Cascade community would come together in times of crisis. She particularly values the significant work with amazing people the counseling team engaged in. Her colleagues equally cited her genuine smile and that she gives wholeheartedly to help students, parents, and our CHS Bruin community. One of her teammates lauded her ability to positively keep us on track and focused and digitally up to date. One person cited that they will miss her calm professionalism. Another Cascade staff member said that if something needs to get done, she just jumps right in. And finally, another staff member raved about her professionalism and expertise as something I'm striving for as a professional. She is like a walking information desk. Everything I needed to know, I can count on her for answers. Laura cited her team and friends as what she will miss most about Cascade, and she plans on traveling and spoiling grandkids, but noted that they may need to pivot for a bit until that becomes more possible. Laura also talked about potentially serving in a volunteer educator role, because even after 44 years, I don't think I will be able to leave it all behind. We will miss you, Laura King, and are grateful for the great work you did at Cascade. We wish you the best in the coming year. Bev Nyberg came to Cascade in the 2007-2008 school year after spending 18 years teaching 7th and 8th grade language arts at Nelson Middle School in Renton. In her time at Cascade, Bev has taught English language arts and Avid, helping to be an essential part of both teams. Her favorite memory at Cascade was teaching the Avid elective. She got to have 2 separate groups and see them through high school, a total of 8 years. She cited it as the most demanding 8 years of her career, but as tough and challenging as it was equally fun, rewarding, and became like a big, crazy family. Her colleagues cited their admiration for Bev in a number of ways: her inspiring dedication to students, fantastic sense of humor, and impressive musical talent. A teammate spoke to her willingness to help and support them when they were a first-year teacher. Bev has talked about missing most getting to be with her dear friends and colleagues every day, and summers off. She plans to enjoy her new freedom by traveling more of Europe and beyond with her wife and family, getting lots of exercise, taking care of house projects, and doing a little gardening. She also plans to substitute at Cascade because she can't completely tear herself away from such an amazing community of awesome students and friendly staff members. We all want to thank Bev for her work at Cascade. We will miss her, and we wish her the best in retirement. Nancy Ridenauer came to Cascade in 2016-17 after 22 previous years of teaching, 6 at Bridgeport Middle School and 16 at Omak Middle and High Schools. Her favorite memory during her time at Cascade was her first food drive. She found it amazing to see. Her colleagues cited her as always being a team player and the kind of colleague who stepped up and consistently kept a positive attitude. One of her colleagues cited that they felt fortunate to have worked with her. Staff also cited that they were really going to miss her pecan pies. Nancy taught a number of courses, biology, biotech, and her classroom was always filled with students up and out of their seats, working hard on Sub Lab, sharing ideas with one another, testing their hypotheses, and assessing their results. For her part, Miss Ridenauer always matched that enthusiasm and helped set the tone by giving the class an energy and excitement that was infectious. Miss Ridenauer said that she will miss her science staff colleagues and her students the most, and that she plans on hunkering down for a bit, gardening, weaving, and eventually getting that vaccine and traveling. We will miss you, Nancy. Thank you for all that you've done for Cascade. Laura Youngquist came to Cascade in 2005, having served as a family consumer science teacher at Eisenhower Middle School previously since 1988. Miss Youngquist is a Bruin through and through, having graduated from Cascade and then found her way back to teach here. Miss Youngquist's favorite memory of her time at Cascade, both as a student and as a teacher, is the food drive. Lori's colleague cited her as a valuable member of the school and of their department. A colleague stated that she is one of the best people to work with and that she embodies hard work, optimism, dedication to her students. Staff cited her positive outlook, genuine attitude, and calm demeanor as attributes that were appreciated, and that she will always be remembered and impossible to replicate. She will be greatly missed. Ms. Youngquist will miss most the staff and students, stating that she had the pleasure of getting to have amazing coworkers and students during her years at Cascade. She plans to travel, not really wanting to travel throughout the U.S. During the hottest and most humid months, traditionally for much of the country. She is looking forward to seeing the fall colors in the northeastern states, eating barbecue throughout the South, or getting to see the many historical sites throughout the country. We certainly look forward to hearing about all of those fun adventures. Thank you, Lori. We will miss you, and of course, you will always be a Bruin.
It is an honor to speak about Margaret Ames. Margaret taught our English learners at Eisenhower Middle School. Imagine walking into a new school of 1,000 students in a new country and not being able to speak the language. You walk into the classroom of a diminutive lady with eyes of steel who greets you. You're not sure if you should be scared of her or what to make of her. Quickly, you sense there is love in this classroom and students revere the teacher in front of you. The anxiety begins to wane as you realize you have found a safe place in an environment where everything is new and uncharted. This is the story of many students who have walked through the door of Margaret Ames' class at Eisenhower for the first time. Margaret is an exceptional teacher who consistently went above and beyond to seek answers on how best to support the students in her room and in the building as a whole. This was evident from the first day I worked with her and continues to this day in her virtual classroom. A former nun and world traveler, Miss Ames brought her divergent life path into the classroom and her teaching practice each day. She provided students with a unique learning experience they would find nowhere else. Margaret's varied approaches to meeting the needs of all students, her tenacious resolve to not let any student fall through the cracks, her tireless advocacy for our English language learner population, and her deep compassion for each student who stepped through her door made her the exceptional teacher that every student deserves. A student shared, "Miss Ames is like a second mom to me. She cares about me and wants what is best for me." Another student stated, "I was scared when I started in an American school, but she made me believe that I could do it. She always helped me and made me better." A third student shared, "She's the toughest teacher I ever had, but she always cared that I did my best. I love her." Margaret's colleagues share that she has modeled what it means to be a lifelong learner, and that while she shares so much knowledge with her peers, she's always seeking to learn from them as well. Margaret Ames is a once-in-a-lifetime educator, a respected practitioner, and leader among her peers in all facets of what it means to be an educator. She will be missed by all who know her, and we wish her the best in her future endeavors. Student-centered, dedicated, compassionate, growth mindset. These are the words that come to mind when thinking about Sherry Tracy. Miss Tracy taught math at Eisenhower, is an exceptional in every regard. She is so dedicated to reaching all kids that she was typically the first teacher in the building in the morning and often the last to leave at night. She differentiated for students, provided before and after school support, gave up her lunchtime to help students, was constantly working to be a better teacher than the day before. She mentored colleagues in the building and across the district, and loved collaboration as she sought to continue to grow. Whenever we had visitors to our building who wanted to see learning in action, I always made sure to visit Sherry's classroom. Students were always collaborating, discussing their mathematical thinking and explaining the rationale. Students shared, "I didn't used to like math because I didn't get it. Miss Tracy made it make sense now, and I like going to math class." Another student said, "She would never give me the answer. I used to be frustrated by that, but she always makes me work until I understand it. Now I know I can do the math, even if it is hard." A third student shared, "I used to not like her because I thought she was mean. Now I know she isn't mean, she just believes I can do it. She is now my favorite teacher ever." While we are happy for you as you move on to the next unit of your life, it is a great loss to students and colleagues alike. Your colleagues shared, "Sherry always had time to help me. When I was new to the building, she made sure I had what I needed and was always there to support me." Another colleague said, "Sherry always had a strong opinion about teaching and how we as teachers needed to support students. She helped shape my view of teaching and helped me become a better teacher." Sherry, as you retire, I want you to know that I have always respected you, your work ethic, your diligence, and perseverance with all students. I will miss our early morning conversations and visiting your classroom. While I'm happy for you as you now move on to the next unit in your life, you will be missed.
Dear Alyssa, you have been a teacher for 32 years. And the amazing thing is that 30 of those years have been at Emerson Elementary. You even were one of the littlest Falcons when you attended kindergarten at Emerson. We want to thank you for your endless patience, your dedication, compassion, motivation, and persistence. You have helped hundreds of students succeed and learn at high levels. Think about all the students that you have helped learn how to read. You've reached out to our students with the most challenging behaviors and helped them be successful. You always have a kind smile and a word of encouragement for all. We're really going to miss you. I'm going to miss all of our evening talks when we were both here late at night working. I also appreciate all of your support for myself as well as every single staff member at our school. Your enthusiasm and encouragement for everyone, as you and Jill walk the halls for miles and miles, is greatly appreciated by all. We hope you enjoy your retirement, and we also hope that you come back to visit a lot. Thank you for all of your service to Emerson, all of the service to our families and students. We love you and are going to miss you so much. Thank you, Alyssa. Hi, Jill. Your Emerson family would like to congratulate you on your 37 years of being an educator. 37 years at Emerson Elementary. That is a huge celebration. You are part of the fabric of Emerson that makes it so special. You are kind, compassionate, dedicated, and you have a positive mindset, all about student learning. You've helped so many students be successful. You persevere through the hard work and have a never give up attitude that you share with everyone. You have such a caring, gentle heart, and you show compassion to all. Think about how many students that you've taught how to read. I think it's over 700. We at Emerson appreciate your calm demeanor and your words of encouragement to everyone. You are going to be greatly missed. We want to thank you for your service, and we hope that you enjoy your retirement, enjoy your family, enjoy resting, but come back to visit us a lot. Thank you, Jill. We love you.
Our first retiree is social studies teacher Randy Ayers. Randy has been a fixture in the social studies department for 35 years and has influenced a department that believes in the importance of students understanding government and making sure they become active participants once they turn 18. Randy has a great sense of humor, and his students will tell you that while on the outside he can sometimes appear to be a little bit gruff, on the inside he's a big old teddy bear. Randy's sense of humor has influenced the staff, and he is never one to shy away from an all-staff reply to an administrator email. Randy is an amazing person who has given his heart and soul and love to his students, believing in the importance of rigor and holding students to the highest levels of expectations because they are our future citizens. A huge thanks to Randy Ayers for all of his impactful work done at Everett High the last 35 years. Our Our second honored retiree from Everett High School is math teacher John Crandall. John has taught in the Everett Public Schools for 26 years and is also a proud member of the military services. John will also tell you almost right away that he is a huge Raiders fan. John is a self-described old school teacher who strove to instill a disciplined approach to math within his students. He looks forward to retirement, although he loved teaching math, in part because he plans to travel all over the United States on the back of his motorcycle, where he will no doubt find many new adventures. Best of luck to you in your retirement, John Crandall. Thank you. Our next retired honoree from Everett High School is Spanish teacher James Lockman. James Lockman worked for the Everett Public School System for 34 years, serving both at Jackson High School as well as Everett High. From Jackson, his colleagues said, "Excellent teachers are inspirational, amazing communicators, and good role models, and you are one of them. For many years, you dedicated yourself to educating students. You influenced and inspired many Jackson students with valuable life lessons." And his colleagues at Everett High said, "On behalf of the Everett High World Language Department, we wish you an incredible retirement. We know that you will enjoy it because you know how to kick back and enjoy life. It was great to be able to share with you your last year as an educator at your home school. I think Jackson would argue that they are the home school as well. What we know is you have been an important part of Everett schools for many, many years, and we wish you all the best. Thank you, James Lockman." Our fourth honored retiree is EL teacher Linda Mattoon. In my time here at Everett High, I know that Linda is a teacher who has cared deeply about each and every one of her students, striving to make sure that we include them in the larger school culture, always reminding me to not forget the voices of those students who, although they don't speak English perhaps as well as others around them, still are a valuable member of the school culture and community and need to make sure their voices are raised and heard. Linda is a very sincere and caring educator who strove in all of her work to try and make sure that she introduced students not only to the language, but to the culture in which they were now suddenly immersed. We so appreciate Linda's work at Everett High and wish her all the best in her happy retirement. Thank you, Linda Mattoon. Our fifth and final honored retiree from Everett High School is Counselor Pam Piotz. Pam has the kindest of hearts and genuinely cares about others. When she greets you, she will always ask, "How are you?" Then with her full attention, listen to your response. The next time she sees you, she'll remember what you said last time and ask about what you said. And Pam is always an advocate for our students. Pam is the EHS Counseling Office historian. Having attended EHS as a student and having worked for so many years as a counselor, her memory has really informed their collective work and brightened their days. Pam happily shares her wisdom, stories, insights, anecdotes collected from a stellar career of helping students find their next steps in life. A heart-sized hole will be left in the counseling department when Pam retires. Thank you so much, Pam, for all you've done for Everett High students and other students in the Everett School District for these past 35 years. Many happy returns on your retirement.
Carmen Boggs, one colleague said it best. Carmen has made it her life's mission to help those who are undervalued and underrepresented get their moment to shine. She started her career in North Dakota as an educator of students who are deaf, hard of hearing, with vision impairment. Before coming to Everett Public Schools, she served as a principal in Edmonds and Seattle. During her tenure, she served in many roles across 4 different buildings. We are truly lucky to be referred to as her home. While at Evergreen, no matter her role, either as a teacher of students with individual education plans, both within the Achieve and Resource program, or as an administrator, or as a general education language arts educator, Carmen excelled. When we polled staff about her, the phrases mentor, friend, and role model echoed throughout. Another colleague stressed, "I've known her since I was in high school. She's a mama bear who looks after other teachers and students." As an administrator, one staff member stated, "I am so thankful for how she taught me to be more aware of some of my actions and their impact on my job. She's always been so thoughtful and respectful. Her generosity sets the bar." Carmen's creative and unique way of looking at the world makes our community a better place. Her do anything that is legal mentality helps staff and students. Another colleague stressed, "Her advice to me about work and life will forever guide me." Carmen is the type of individual who opens up her classroom and her heart. Her friendship and generosity will not be forgotten. Carmen, we are truly blessed to have you as a member of our pack. We will miss seeing your bright and cheery smile and your amazing and creative outfits daily. Luckily, we know you won't go far and you will forever support our pack. Congratulations on all of your accomplishments. Thank you for your 18 years of service at Everett Public Schools. Thank you for supporting me for all these years. Congratulations. Congratulations, Greg Elder, on your 42 years of service in Everett Public Schools. When asked, "How has Greg impacted you?" colleagues continually state, "He is the calm in the room when it seems that everyone else is caught in a storm." His advice is always appreciated in every aspect of education. He supports staff and students as he looks at every situation with a problem solver lens. When polled, staff repeatedly say, "Greg is willing to listen. Whenever you need him, he's there, and he never asks for anything in return. He's always helpful. He's willing to stop whatever he's doing to assist you, whether it's to find a book or to answer a question." Supporting students, teachers, and educational reform has been a passion for Greg at the local, state, and national level. During the past 40 years, he has continued to be involved in the Everett community, within the Everett Public Schools, and at Evergreen Middle School in so many different ways. When asked about his legacy, staff stress, his leadership and mental toughness will never be forgotten. He has an innate ability to take emotion out of any situation so that the facts of the matter can be brought out and applied to make things manageable. Another staff member stressed, "Greg Elder has been a mentor, colleague, and friend of mine for the past 25 years. He has been our staff advisor and protector. We will struggle to replace him next year. Congratulations on all of your accomplishments, and thank you for your service." Rosenberger is just an awesome person who positively impacts students, families, and staff. When asked, "How has he impacted you?" one staff member said it best, "Bill taught me that it's okay to not always know the answer. Some situations are complicated beyond words, and you just have to be there, next to them as they endure." Bill's legacy will be reflected in the coping strategies of each of his students and his fellow colleagues have had after being under his counsel for the last 19 years. One colleague described what it was like to be a parent within the school with Bill as their student's counselor. "He was just ever so helpful and patient with me and my kids when they attended school here. He just fixes problems." Another colleague remembers what it was like to make the connection that Bill was actually his Algebra 2 teacher back on Vashon Island. "I remember him being extremely funny and helpful. He was my favorite teacher." I can't tell you how many students experiencing ISS combined with Bill's math tutoring sessions mentioned how much they appreciated learning from him. As a school counselor, we are amazed with his ability to schedule students to meet their needs. He remembers every single detail of not only students, but also their families. We really appreciate his flexibility and his student-first mentality. Bill would drop anything to help anyone in any situation. He has supported our students and staff at Evergreen for the last 19 years with dedication and loyalty. As a counselor, he understands both the student and the teacher perspective. He respects everyone's feelings, and he has an ability to bring everyone together with a focus on meeting students' needs. We respect you. We will miss you. Congratulations. Tim Stetcher has been a major force at Evergreen as a teacher, coach, and colleague for the last 17 years. He has had such a positive impact on our school climate, culture, and instruction. If you needed anything, Tim is there. If your family is going through a rough time, he is there. As you know, Tim loves to tell stories and talk about his life growing up in Snohomish. One staff member stressed, on a daily basis, he'd entertain us at lunch with his humorous tales about the classroom, the shop, and his life. When polled, staff reiterated his sense of humor, his stories, and how he connected with students. Another staff member stated, I've never had to worry if a student broke something in my room because Tim knows how to fix it. Or, he knows exactly where to find the parts so that I can fix it myself. Tim truly empowers students to enhance our school and to learn skills that they haven't learned before. When we needed a lost and found bin, he had students design and build them. He collaborated with his fellow art teacher who then empowered students to paint and decorate them. Students truly flocked to Tim. They love how his class is connected to real life. One staff member stressed, I appreciate how he's always willing to help the math department by bringing math into woodshop and robotics. Our students adore Tim, and he has been able to make connections with many of our most challenging and difficult to reach students. He never gives up on them. He continues to encourage them, and he holds them accountable for their actions. Another colleague stressed that industrial tech has been a popular elective. We've been so lucky enough to have a beloved teacher and friend at the helm. As a coach, he instills confidence, discipline, sportsmanship, all while supporting academics for our scholar athletes. Luckily, he's not retiring from this role. Tim has been a foundational member of our Evergreen staff. He truly has always stayed the path of doing whatever is needed to happen in order to help students be successful. He's always been an indispensable colleague to many by supporting anything and everything from houses to live in, furnitures to lounge on, firewood to heat your home, and techniques to keep showing up for kids each and every day. We will miss him and his presence dearly in the years ahead. Thank you for your service. Congratulations.
Scott Bull has been the Gateway Band Director for the past 15 years, following 10 years in Edmonds and 9 years teaching in Iowa. It's hard to put into 2 minutes the gravity of Scott's mentorship of the students over his career. His energy and humor are infectious, and his ability to have high expectations while ensuring his students have fun have driven the results of the Gateway Band program. Current 6th grade student Quincy Davis shared, Mr. Bull is one of the greatest teachers ever. He understands how we learn and accommodates us, as well as make learning fun. I am so grateful for him. Scott's students always looked forward to band, and some have remained close to him. Gateway Assistant Principal Callie Spear has a unique connection to Scott. She shared, as a band teacher, he consistently has classes of upwards of 60 kids, but each kid feels like part of the band family. Each kid is valued, each kid is held to high expectations, and he surely meets every kid where they are at on that day and that class period. As a former student of Mr. Bull's, he gave me a family to belong to when I moved middle schools in 8th grade. While he might not have made musicians out of all of us, he has shaped who all of us are today, and for that I cannot thank him enough. As a principal and as a parent, I can vouch for Scott's unique connection to his students, as band was an integral part of my wife and my school experiences and how we met. We wanted our 6th grader to try band, and he had no interest. But after meeting Mr. Bolt briefly at his elementary school, he ran home and told us with a big smile on his face that he would be joining band. The Gateway family sure will miss Scott, but we are happy for him to be starting this new phase in his life. That ability to connect with others will continue as Scott takes time to step back and to eventually travel. Enjoy your time with your family and that cute new grandbaby. Thank you, Mr. Bull. Betty Howard is retiring after an impressive 29 years in Everett Public Schools, starting at Madison Elementary. Betty started her career as an accountant, but was inspired by her own teacher, Sister Pauline in the 1st grade, who shaped what Betty describes as her strict demeanor. Ms. Howard does have an intensity to her, and it comes from a place of an absolute desire to push students to improve, while believing that each student has the ability to learn mathematics. Everett Public Schools Board of Director Tracy Mitchell, a former Gateway parent, reflected on how she felt when her daughter was in Ms. Howard's math class. She shared, "When my daughter was struggling with math, she was always there to help her and help her students. She helped my daughter develop a sense of confidence in math that was not always there." As principal of Gateway, I have been impressed that even after announcing her retirement, Betty has continued to push herself. She engaged in professional development all through the last year and has not let off in her desire to help students develop their mathematical skills. One of Ms. Howard's colleagues, Gateway science teacher Jessica Soa, shared, "I admire Betty for so many reasons, but mostly for her dedication to her students and her work ethic, which go hand in hand. Even as she gets closer and closer to retirement while working from home during a pandemic, she has learned new technology to reach her students and teach them so they are ready for higher level math classes. Each year students complain about how hard she is on them, and every year former students come back to thank her for it, because they know she has set a strong foundation for them so they can continue to be successful in math. She cares so much about the success of her students, and I am so glad my own daughter was able to have her as a teacher." Betty has cared deeply about her students and colleagues. We will miss you, Betty, and all that you have done for the Gateway family. Enjoy that dream trip to New England to see the fall colors, spending time with your grandkids, and that newly discovered love of vegetable gardening. Congratulations, Betty.
Barbara Hoschel is a fierce advocate for students' rights to an equitable education. She is an avid warm demander, meaning she holds high expectations for all of our students while being empathetic of their individual barriers to success. Barb works tirelessly to ensure that Hawthorne students, whether they have an IEP or not, are served appropriately. She provides academic and behavior solutions to teachers and administrators. She gives the necessary scaffolding to help struggling students bridge the academic gap. Barb is committed to holding high expectations for her students, so committed in fact that she says you've been Hoschelized today, which means that a child could now demonstrate that he could meet her expectations. She even has a coffee mug that says Hoschelized on it. During her many pep talks with struggling students, one might hear Barb say, "This is a Nike moment, just do it," encouraging that students take the first step that would lead them to completing a task successfully. Barb's departure will be a huge loss for Hawthorne because she has a way of fostering growth in other educators and bringing them into her pod or family. The Hawthorne family will miss her dearly as she transitions to this well-deserved retirement.
It is my pleasure today to talk with you about the amazing 41 years that Ed Lumberg provided instruction to kids in Everett Public Schools. For this summary of Ed's career, I relied heavily on his close friend, Mr. James Brown. Mr. Brown says that he can barely scratch the surface in 2 minutes to talk about what Ed provided kids and for himself. As a teacher and coach, Ed became a mentor to Mr. Brown and many other teachers. In teaching, Ed really prioritized the importance of relationship and the need to relax and enjoy kids. Enjoy and give significance to the relational aspect, the idea of not letting content overshadow the importance of relationship. Mr. Brown indicated that in adopting PBIS, Everett Public Schools could have simply just talked with Ed. There were many times, Mr. Brown said, that Ed offered to take the most challenging kids in another colleague's group in Lifetime Fitness, which in itself was impressive, but also indicative of his ability and no-worries approach to connecting with kids. Mr. Brown talked quite a bit about Mr. Lumberg's work ethic and described how Ed spent late nights every week preparing very thoughtful presentations for his kids in Lifetime Fitness and in history and as a coach. Mr. Brown also reminded me that technology-wise, Ed was running circles around every teacher in the district for years as he fully immersed himself in his students in a technology-rich classroom long before we had one one-to-one devices. Ed, according to Mr. Brown, is also extraordinarily competitive. Mr. Brown says that Ed once told him that his name is Edwin, and it had something to do with this idea that Ed is supposed to win. Mr. Brown says it didn't matter whether it was a friendly game of badminton, teaching or coaching football or basketball. Ed was always competitive, and he frequently did win. Ed enjoyed a dynamic role in the community and his relationships with civic businesses leaders as well as being a teacher at Heatherwood. Ed was the president of Mill Creek Little League and was a great facilitator in the success of that Little League organization, making it all the way to the World Series one year. And he later became the District 1 administrator for the entire Little League, which is the largest in our state. All of this while being a fantastic teacher and a fantastic coach and just an amazing person. Ed is a legend at Heatherwood, and he always will be probably the favorite teacher of decades worth of kids. Thank you so much, Ed. Enjoy your retirement. We're all happy for you.
I have the pleasure of talking about Molly Allen. When staff think of Molly, they describe her as a good friend, an incredible reading coach, a terrific teacher, and an ally and mentor, and a very active member of the Jackson community. It has been amazing for me to get to know and work with Molly since I've worked at Jackson over the past several years. I love Molly's passion for students, staff, and our Jackson families. Many probably don't know that teaching is actually a second career for Molly that she started in her late 30s. Before that, she worked as a program director for a youth agency and as a stay-at-home mom to 2 boys. And that lets us know that Molly had an early passion for working with students and why she's so committed to the work that she does at Jackson. For the past 10 years, Molly has been a great reading coach for Jackson, and we've enjoyed very much working with her. I asked Molly what she's going to do in her retirement, and she said that she is really looking forward to being able to spend more time with her family, hiking and vacationing, any place where they're able to find a great beach. And of course, if you know Molly, she is really looking forward to spending lots more time with the new grandbaby that she has. And hopefully she'll bring the grandbaby into school when we're able to do that, so we'll be able to see him. Molly is an avid reader. And in fact, she has belonged to the same book club for the past 32 years, which is a testament to the commitment that Molly has and the type of friend that Molly is. We are really going to miss Molly at Jackson. We know that at some point she's going to come back and visit, and we'll be able to catch up with her and see what she's doing, but we hope that she has an amazing retirement. Thank you, Molly, for everything that you've done for our school.
Tammy Bruns has spent 29 years serving in public education. She started her career in the Lake Washington School District at Rose Hill Junior High. After spending 1 year there, she came to Everett Public Schools. She spent the next 3 years at Evergreen Middle School, followed by 5 years at Cascade High School, and the last 21 years she has spent at Jackson High School. Tammy's had many accomplishments. She was a part of the last math adoption team. She was also a department head at Jackson High School. Tammy is known for her many fine qualities. She is considered a compassionate educator. She is known for her organizational skills, her dedication to making a difference. She has excellent classroom management skills. She delivers a rigorous instruction, and she has a clarity of instruction. She has a strong commitment to all students reaching their full academic potential. Last year, Tammy decided to take a year leave of absence due to health reasons. She has since moved to Montana to be closer to her daughter and grandchildren. She has now decided to retire, and we wish her all the best. She will be missed greatly by her students and by her colleagues.
It is my privilege and my honor to bid farewell to Sean Monahan as he prepares to make the transition to retirement. Sean came to Everett Public Schools from the Lake Washington School District, where he served as a math teacher and then as an assessment and curriculum specialist. He used the skills he developed to benefit the students and staff at Jackson High School as an assistant principal for the past 7 years. Sean has been a valued member of the Timberwolf administrative team, contributing in essential ways. He provided analysis of student performance that helped inform our Leadership Council's focus each year. He regularly led teams in their planning of instruction and assessments. And Sean also provides his guidance for teachers and support staff as they developed effective intervention strategies for their struggling students. Sean Monahan is a selfless leader. He is known for taking on important responsibilities that require attention to detail, frequent monitoring, and perhaps most importantly, patience. These included the comprehensive scheduling of myriad state and local assessments, and they also included responsibilities that require courage and wisdom, like student parking and attendance. Sean is selfless in other ways as well. Most importantly, he gave of himself to students. Sean shared with our staff that growing up in an underprivileged environment, he has experienced firsthand the barriers that can restrict future opportunities. However, he also experienced individual and systematic supports that leveled the playing field and changed his life trajectory in positive and significant ways. And he has been relentless in his efforts to positively influence the lives of our most at-risk kids. Students always had the genuine sense that they were important to Sean because of his ability to listen and because he worked hard to get results through the removing barriers to support. This even included caring gestures like buying Christmas and birthday presents for students who would otherwise likely have not received such expressions of thoughtfulness and love. It is with mixed emotions that we offer our congratulations to Sean Monahan. We are excited for his new future, and we will deeply miss him at Jackson and in Everett Public Schools.
This is Section Tower, Assistant Principal at Jackson High School, here to celebrate Kathy Roy and her 18 years of wonderful service to the Everett Public School System. Kathy Roy has been an amazing and positive presence here at Jackson as she's worked for the past several years as an interpreter for a particular student. Kathy was not only the communication lifeline for this student, she also happily and eagerly provided sign interpretation for others as the opportunities came up, and she was always ready to teach other staff members ASL so that they could communicate not only with her student, but with other students around the building. She also showed that she was very skillful in her approach to behavior management. So when a student dropped to the floor and refused to engage, which happened quite a few times, not just once, you could always count on Kathy to be the one to coax the student gently but firmly back to the right activity. Kathy is one of the most sincere and compassionate people I have ever worked with. She will be missed at Jackson High, and I wish her all the best in her new chapter of life.
Julie Galloway teaches extended resource at Madison. She compares herself to Leo the late bloomer. She wanted to be a teacher since she was in kindergarten, but as often happens, life got in the way. She never gave up on her dream. She volunteered in the community with children and at her children's schools. When she turned 50, she had the opportunity to get her degree in special education, and she did. She did her student teaching at Madison, and the rest is history. Julie can be quite easily described as a wonder. She has the amazing ability to lift everyone up around her. Her colleagues describe her using words such as special, funny, inspirational, patient, festive, kind. She's always flexible and does what is right for kids. She has a huge heart and is a friend to all. The entire staff is sad to see her go, but happy for her future. Julie is grateful to Everett School District for giving her the opportunity to bloom. She looks forward to spending time in Michigan in her brother's orchard, traveling, and never having to do sub-plans again. Thank you, Julie, and good luck.
Brian Tick Logan is finishing his 22nd year of teaching in Everett Public Schools as one of our 5th grade teachers. Between Hawthorne and Monroe Elementaries, He taught every grade, K through 5, and was also a math specialist. Colleagues described Tick as a firm yet caring educator who ensured each child in his class was ready for middle school by the time June arrived. Despite his sometimes stern exterior, students quickly appreciated the interest he took in their lives and enjoyed the fun and silly nicknames that were bestowed on them for the year. It was important for Tick to know how to support his students' learning in other areas too. For example, when our counselor would visit his class to teach lessons, he made sure to stay and participate so he could talk and follow up with the students later. Problem solving with them when conflict arose and teaching critical thinking skills to his students was important to Tick. He wanted his students to be good citizens in our school community. Finding fun and engaging ways to teach different concepts in science meant that students looked forward to designing gliders each spring to test their engineering skills. In fact, when it was time to test the gliders, I would inevitably hear, "Don't hit the principal," when I walked by the launch area. A highlight for students was when they got to take a culminating trip to Boeing to see aerodynamics in action. The staff and families of Monroe wish Tick a happy retirement with lots of time spent in his cabin and, once it's safe, many trips to Hawaii. Congratulations, Tick. We wish you all the best. Celeste Gates has served the students of Everett Public Schools for 22 years. During her time in Everett, she has served as an occupational therapist assistant, working with students in preschool to middle school. Celeste was also part of the first Everett Public Schools collaboration with City University to earn her special education degree. Celeste spent 9 years at Penny Creek as the Achieve teacher and then resource room before finishing her career as Monroe's resource room teacher. Students have always been Celeste's priority, whether it be when she is making her morning rounds to check in with kids or opening her classroom as a safe space for students to visit when they need a break or an adult ear to listen to them. She is always advocating for her students, ensuring her colleagues understand each child's IEP goals and how to support them in the general education classroom. Her friends and colleagues describe her as flexible, adaptable, and patient. She is incredibly organized and was often one of the last teachers out of the building at night because she wanted to be prepped and ready for the days to come. Monroe has been fortunate to have such a dedicated teacher serving our community. As one of her close friends and colleagues so eloquently said, Celeste is leaving a legacy of having provided meaningful learning for so many students over the years, enriching their lives and giving them skills to be used forever. Celeste is a dedicated mother and grandmother, and we know time with family will be her top priority. Best wishes, Celeste. We will miss you. Sandy Rowan is concluding her teaching career by celebrating all 30 years of service at Monroe Elementary. During that time, Sandy taught first and second grade, along with an occasional 1-2 split class. Prior to teaching some of our youngest learners, she taught adults. Colleagues describe Sandy as fun, energetic, and resilient. She cares deeply for children and knows the needs and backgrounds of all of her students. Always an advocate for kids, whether they were current students or not, she would frequently sit in on our student intervention team to ensure students were getting the support they needed. Sandy also cares deeply for our families at Monroe and works hard to connect with them to make sure they and their child are getting the support they need. Sandy is collaborative with colleagues and is always willing to share ideas with teammates and others. Every year, I personally look forward to the 100 Things We Love About Monroe project that Sandy organizes right around the 100th day of school. The poster is a gift we hang proudly in our hallways. Along with being a caring teacher, Sandy is an avid tennis player and quilter. She would always donate a beautiful handmade quilt to our school auction each year. This was always a hot ticket item that went fast. Sandy is a proud mother and grandmother. I know as she embarks on this new journey of retirement, she'll make spending time with her grandkids and traveling to see her successful children a top priority. Thank you for 30 years of service, Sandy. Monroe will certainly not be the same without you, and we wish you all the best. Ann Wilkinson is completing her years of service as Monroe Elementary's music teacher. In addition to teaching music in several area public schools, her career also includes directing the Mukilteo Youth Orchestra and the Mukilteo Community Orchestra. She has been a member of the Medieval Women's Choir for over 25 years. Colleagues describe Ann's love of music as deep and true. She has traveled the world to increase her musical knowledge, skills, and appreciation. Students at Monroe have enjoyed highlighting their musical talents under Ann's direction in our grade level concerts, our Veterans Day and Martin Luther King Jr. performances, and of course our annual winter sing-along. We'll forever know the words to Snow Pants, thanks to you, Ann. Ann also directs our choir, which grew to more than 60 students this year. This meant early morning practices and late evening preparation once students had gone home, but she never complained. A special memory from Monroe under Ann's musical direction is when the choir sang the national anthem at a Mariners game. A true highlight for our entire school community. Ann is a grandmother, a jewelry designer, and an avid traveler. We know she won't let any grass grow under her feet as she heads into retirement. Thank you for your service, Ann. Congratulations.
Susan has worked in Everett Public Schools for the past 22 years, and I have had the pleasure of working with her for the last 2 years. In the time that I've known her, she has been a passionate teacher for her students and families, and someone who promotes the values of growing as a person as much as learning content. Her commitment to students bettering themselves is contagious, and students have always respected her approach. Her strong relationships with her colleagues are also a key element to her success as a teacher, and one of the reasons she is so well respected. One staff member said, "I will remember her energy, enthusiasm, kindness, willingness to help, and her deep understanding of the content and teaching strategies." Susan helped me get situated when I came to North a few years back and is just an awesome person to work with and know. Another staff member remembers, "Her expertise in the student experience and thoughtful reflection on building culture have improved the climate at North Middle School. Getting the pleasure of watching her teach and connect with her students on a personal level shows her strong conviction to creating a family at North." Susan has been an amazing teacher, colleague, and leader for Everett Public Schools. We are lucky to have worked with her for so long, and we are excited to see her continue with new adventures in the future. Best of luck, Susan.
Judy Rettenmeyer. To know Judy is to love Judy. Whether you are her immediate family, husband, children, or grandchildren who she loves dearly, or extended family, friends who are family by choice, colleagues, parent or guardians, or students, you are always in the good hands of Judy. There is no person with a bigger, more compassionate and generous heart that is shared more widely and broadly than that of Judy's. She shows her care for you by providing snacks, feeding the body with food, and filling your heart with joy and love. Judy has spent her career in the health room in Everett Public Schools for over 20 years. As an Everett High alumni, she returned to the halls and for 12 years was the fabric of their health room. Most recently, she's been at Sequoia High School in the health room, cafeteria, and daycare. You can often hear in our office students asking, "Where's Judy?" She will then greet each student by name, learn their favorite foods, and joyfully connects with students at lunch. Our teen parents seek Judy's advice and connection. My favorite memory of Judy is the day I called her to offer her the job. I will never forget asking her if she was ready to come to work in the happiest place on earth. Judy responded, standing on Main Street in Disneyland, USA, with a resounding yes. I asked her, "What are you going to do now?" And she responded with that joyful smile in her voice that says, "I'm going to Disneyland." Judy's legacy will be the countless lives she's impacted and the impact she's had on our community. Judy, as you move to your next chapter of your life, may your days be filled with love, joy, happiness, and lots of camp, Nana and Papa. Congratulations, Judy Rettmeyer. You will be missed by staff, students, and family. You have made a difference and changed lives. Leslie Sutton. Leslie, you see their smiles, you wipe their tears. You're the ones that always near. You hold their hands, you see them grow. They learn so much from you, you know. You keep them safe while they explore. You are the one that they adore. You know they need the time to play. You keep them busy every day. For the last 24 years, you have cared, nurtured, and impacted the littlest in our district as an ECAP teacher and most recently as the lead daycare staff member of the Sequoia Teen Parent Daycare. Your legacy will be the lives you have impacted by your calm and caring demeanor, accurate and timely advice that would impress everybody. You continually build partnerships and welcome new ideas into your daycare. You are creative and innovative, whether making reindeer with fingerprints, inviting Santa in for pictures, creating monthly memories and scrapbooks for each mom or dad, or teaching the children how to play at the Children's Museum, or securing grant funding so those teen parents have a year's free membership at the Imagine Children's Museum. You seek new ideas. You are the baby whisperer. You will be missed for your wise advice, always helping our parents know what to do. I will always remember on the first few days of intake, walking into the teen parent daycare center and seeing you in the center of the room with 6 or 8 crying babies as you help them learn and acclimate to the room. You sit there with a smile on your face. You have taught our moms and dads to be good parents. You've sat with our newest of babies and read with joy. Thank you for making a difference. May the next phase of your life be focused on helping take care of your own grandchildren, giving to our community through all of your gifts such as sewing, music, and wedding coordination. Thank you for changing the lives and changing our future generations.
Our first retiree is Linda Dantico, who has been with the district for 30 years. Linda is quiet and one of the first to arrive at school each day. Her planning and preparation is impeccable. She never asked for acknowledgement or recognition. She has a great sense of humor. Her former principal shared, "I walked into her classroom one year on April 1st. Her students were standing on their chairs with their pants rolled up to their knees. Their arms were practicing swim strokes." When asked, Linda said they were practicing for the newly required tsunami drill. Congratulations, Linda, on your retirement. Our next retiree is Diane Delisle. Although I did not get the pleasure of meeting Diane, she spent 34 years in the district. Staff shared with me that Diane was the most kind, compassionate, and caring person. She was also one of the hardest working, and even when she had a minute of downtime, she would find a way to be helpful. She took the time to get to know all of the students and made them feel safe and heard. Diane, thank you so much for your service. 34 years. Congratulations on your retirement.
As a fellow UW Husky, I have the honor of saying congratulations on your retirement to Robin. Robin's teaching career began in the fall of 1974 when she was a PE teacher at Holy Names Academy. In 1996, she joined our Everett family starting at Madison Elementary and then at Garfield Elementary. She finally became a Mustang and joined Silver Lake in 2006. She has been a positive impact on our school from starting our Mustang Milers, a weekly run club, and also starting and leading our soccer club. Twice, she has earned the Outstanding Educator Award from PTA in 2014 and 2018. Robin, you will be missed, and thank you for all you have done for our Silver Lake students and our families. Go Mustangs.
Alan started with Everett in Silver Lake in 2004. He's taught technology and also growth mindsets. He's also split time between our building and Emerson Elementary School and Penny Creek. One of the highlights that Alan has had with our building was He was awarded a $12,000 technology education grant, which expanded the technology at Silver Lake and also helped Alan give him time to mentor other teachers. Before Everett, Alan also taught in Pullman, Washington. He has a combined 25 years of teaching, from teaching mindfulness to kindergarten to all the way up to high school math. And here's a quick quote from Alan. "My two favorite things about teaching have been the numerous daily opportunities to make a student's day a better day, and the many, many meaningful friendships I gained among my colleagues." So Alan, congratulations with your retirement. You will be missed by both myself, the staff, and the students. Go Mustangs.
Hi, Kim. Congratulations on your retirement. We miss you so much. Thank you for all the great years of your service to the Whittier community. And service is the key word that represents you and represents who you are as a person. You provided incredible service to our students, our families, our staff, and our community. And you're always willing to help everyone. And you always did whatever it took to ensure that everyone had the best service. You were the face of the office as our office assistant, and you always led by example to help students and families feel welcome at Whittier, and you always did it with a smile. So thank you so much. You were always willing to sit and listen to the needs of our students. You were always willing to listen to the needs of our families to ensure that families and the children had everything they had to ensure that they could have successful learning experiences at Whittier. And you always had a yes and attitude to find the answer to whatever problem or situation arose at your desk. Our students miss you, our families miss you, and our staff misses you. We hope you're enjoying your retirement and all the new adventures in your new life. So please don't forget about us and make sure to come back and visit. Happy retirement, Kim. Hi, George. Happy retirement. The staff, students, families, and the community will all miss you at Whittier. You have been the ultimate professional serving as Whittier's superstar music and technology specialist. You are a strong building leader whose work is always grounded and focused on doing what's best for students, supporting classroom teachers to ensure that there's high quality of learning and instruction in all areas of the building, including specialist classes, and in creating the best school experiences for all Whittier students. And great examples of this would be the holiday concert, which is the biggest event of the school year, honor choir, the talent show, and all assemblies. George, you lead by example with your flexibility, kindness, compassion, and work ethic to support all staff, students, and families in the Whittier community. I really appreciate how you're always looking for ways to improve your skills and instruction that you provide to students to ensure that students continue to improve every single day. And this ranges from our big holiday concert all the way to each individual class that you teach. So George, thank you so much for your outstanding service to the Whittier community. We are going to miss you. Happy retirement.
After 44 years of service as a school psychologist, Sandy Miles has dedicated her work to early intervention and problem solving in pre-K through high schools, spanning numerous school districts in Georgia, Virginia, Arizona, and Oregon. Sandy has worked in Washington for over 26 years, that includes several schools in Everett. This year, Sandy has brought her expertise and background in educational and school psychology to Woodside. We are excited to celebrate Sandy Miles on her retirement, and will fondly remember her friendly smile and genuine caring concern for students. Sandy, we thank you for your tremendous contributions and the positive impact you have made for Everett Public Schools and Woodside Elementary. Congratulations on your retirement.
There is only one Becky Ballback.
For the last 29 years, Becky has given her heart to the students of Everett Public Schools. She's been standing up for the most vulnerable and standing in the gap for those who need access to learning. She's often on the end of the first student crisis response call, offering support and comfort, and she does it all with a smile and a song. Yes, lots of songs and costumes too. Facts about Becky you may not know. Becky is a proud Kentuckian. Okay, you probably already knew that, but did you know that she had 3 master's degrees? Her career started in 1992 as a Learning Center specialist at the Phoenix Alternative School. Later, she had roles as a school counselor at Everett Alternatives and Cascade High School. In 2001, Becky became a curriculum specialist in charge of summer school programs and kindergarten programs. And a few years later, she began to oversee district guidance counseling and highly capable programs and had a brief tour as assistant principal at Gateway. Since 2013, Becky's been the director of student support services, and in this role, she's grown major strategic initiatives like social emotional learning at all levels, improving access for underrepresented students in highly capable programs, and post-secondary readiness. That's an impressive resume, but here's what a few of her colleagues had to say about Becky. One counselor said Becky has an unwavering commitment to student learning. She consistently heard the needs of our communities and responded. She advocated to get the guidance tools and social emotional learning curriculum we needed. Another colleague said, who else but Becky could manage so many disparate programs with such grace and skill? Lastly, another said, Becky's positive focus and genuine care for others have pushed us to be the best school counselors we can be. That is an enduring legacy for an educator who's got sunshine in her pocket and that good soul in her feet. We love you and we're going to miss you, Becky Ballback.
As demonstrated by Georgia's expansive scope of work, Georgia is one who recognizes that our role as educators is far bigger than ourselves. She has led our district in English language arts, social studies, music, art, and world languages including Spanish, French, Chinese, and German. In these content areas, she has supported core courses, AP courses, CTE courses, as well as intervention materials for struggling students. Georgia has led initiatives that will be recognized as her legacy in our district and our community. Georgia has supported the launch of the district's Music for Life initiative, which coordinates the donation and repair of instruments to students at no cost. Georgia has been a strong advocate for the Strings and Orchestra program and for its expansion across the district. Georgia has established a strong foundation for the dual language program to be launched in fall 2021. And Georgia provided the necessary leadership to create the Tulalip Tribal Sovereignty Curriculum Cohort and the development of the since time and immemorial work prescribed by our state legislature. Indeed, the legacy Georgia leaves for Everett Public Schools is far greater than herself. Understanding that what you are is far greater than yourself is at the core of the poem Remember by our nation's poet laureate Joy Harjo, one of Georgia's favorite poets. With that, I will end this tribute to Georgia Lindquist with a heartfelt thank you and by reading the last few lines of the poem Remember. Remember that you are all people and that all people are you. Remember that you are this universe and this universe is you. Remember that all is in motion, is growing, is you. Remember that language comes from this. Remember the dance that language is, that life is. Remember.
It is my honor to congratulate Nancy Solheim as the next retiree. Nancy joined Everett Public Schools in the spring of 2001 as a substitute at North Middle School. She later moved into the office there before moving to the Human Resources and Payroll offices. At her final position here in the Payroll Department, her experiences from the school level to the administrative offices helped her deliver excellent and comprehensive service to the employees of Everett Public Schools.
Nancy is a dedicated mom and grandma to her family as she kept busy with them, their karate studio, and work at Everett Public Schools. The value of her work has extended to her family as her son is a valued employee in the maintenance department, and some of her grandkids also attended Everett Public Schools. Her teammates and I will miss her attention to detail and dedicated service, and we wish her well in her new trailer travels.
Gail joined the Everett Public Schools team in the summer of 1999. Over the next 20-plus years, Gail cheerfully and patiently served the students, family members, staff, and the community in a variety of roles. Gail worked as an administrative assistant and an executive assistant in the Special Services Department before joining the Human Resources team in 2009. In Human Resources, she worked as an executive staff assistant before taking on the ultimate duty of working at the Community Resource Center Welcome Desk. In this role, Gail's amazing ability to help everyone feel welcome and special shined. While still completing her other responsibilities of employment and human resources support, she always left everyone that came to the front desk feeling that they were heard, whether they were an applicant, a staff member, a community member, or a student. Her grace, compassion, patience, and awesome customer service is something to be applauded. While I have so much praise for Gail and all the work that she did both in special services to support the staff, students, and families, and in human resources, I am not the only one that sings her praises. When I reviewed her personnel file for this presentation, I saw that her file was filled with admiration and compliments from others. There are countless specific projects and assignments that Gail completed and were praised for, but she also received many compliments on her ability to use her outstanding customer service skills with both internal and external customers. I would like to share some of these remarks with you all. I've been impressed with Gail's organization, her attention to detail, and her ability to think ahead and anticipate issues that might arise. She maintains a very friendly, caring attitude in the face of difficult and challenging situations. She is valued, trusted, and respected by staff, and is a team player who is always willing to help. Gail's absolute strength is in her ability to facilitate teamwork. She is a model for the department staff in maintaining morale and humor and in pitching in. Working with her on a daily basis makes a difficult job not only more enjoyable, but more effective as well. Her calm demeanor is inviting, her integrity is beyond reproach. I have found Gail to be one of the most exemplary people you would want to work with. Working with Gail makes any job easier. Gail, I can't thank you enough for all that you have done for the students, staff, and community of this district. You are missed. Congratulations on your retirement.
Amy Burton began her career with Everett Public Schools in 2008. She served in school and office support roles at North Middle School and both Sequoia and Everett High Schools. She's currently retiring from her position as an administrative assistant in categorical programs. Amy, thank you for your service to the students, staff, and the community of Everett Public Schools. We wish you all the best as you retire from the district.
Tammy started her career in food nutrition services 32 years ago at Jackson Elementary. After 7 years, she became manager at Emerson, where she served over 2.5 million meals during the 24 years she was there. This last year, she went back to her roots and finished her career at Jackson Elementary. I'm going to miss Tammy. When I first started as a supervisor, I didn't know a lot about school nutrition. And Tammy was one of the managers who really took me under her wing and helped me learn all the regulations and all the rules and how efficient a kitchen can be run. She helped me understand the world of school nutrition. But what I really enjoyed watching was her interactions with the students. She has the biggest heart for each and every kid that came through her line. She knows their names, knows their meal preferences, and makes sure she gives them a kind word or notices something special about them. Tammy's been a great contributor to our department. She shares ideas and is willing to do whatever is needed to make sure the kids get to have the best experience they possibly can. I'm really going to miss her sense of humor, her easygoing attitude, her smile, and just her kindness. Enjoy your retirement, Tammy. We're going to miss you.
This is Trevor Bell with Custodial and Operations. I'm introducing Mike Moran. He had 40 years of service and he's lucky to retire. Lisa Sutton has something she wants to share real quick about Mike.
Mike Moran. Every time I hear your name, I just think of your smiling face. And you are so willing to go out of your way, even when you are on such a tight schedule, to help people. We are going to miss you immensely. Nobody can fill your shoes.
Mike served Everett Public Schools in many positions. Starting in 1980, he began as a mechanic helper at transportation. He took care of the motor pool that was located at the Longfellow building at that time. In 1982, he transferred to a custodial position at North and Everett High, and he did that for about a year. In 83, he transferred to grounds, and from 83 to 97, he worked in grounds. In 97, Mike transferred to the courier position, which he's held faithfully until he's decided to retire. That gave him 23 years of service, spreading his smiley face and good cheer to all of our schools. In 97, he received the honor of being able to coach the softball team at Heatherwood Middle School, and in 2001, he was able to coach at Jackson High School. His favorite part of working for Everett Public Schools is being able to interact with all the different people around the district.
Hello, my friends. It's Mike. It's time for me to move on to a different phase. I've loved all my time here at the district. Good luck to all of you in the future. Take care.
Thanks, Mike, for 40 years of service. Good luck in your retirement.
Robin Tester began her career with Everett Public Schools in 1980. She served as a custodian on swing shift and day shift, eventually becoming a head custodian. Robin worked at every level in our district, including elementary, middle, and high school. Robin, thank you for your many years of dedication and service to our students, our schools, and our community. We wish you well as you retire from Everett Public Schools.
What can I say about Jill Myers? She is kind, compassionate, and always smiling. Jill began her career in Everett as a resource room teacher at Silver Firs Elementary and Cedarwood Elementary, and then became a special services facilitator. She has supported staff, students, and families at all levels of the organization. Jill has been steadfast in her leadership and support in the department, from professional development to ensuring that staff have the curriculum and materials that they need. She has redesigned the Birth to 3 transition process to better support students and families in their transition to Everett. She also has led the preschool and developmental kindergarten teachers through their evolution of instructional practices and through the transition to remote learning. Jill, you will truly be missed, and we look forward to hearing the stories of your time with family. Congratulations. I have had the good fortune of working with Chris Reynolds across 2 different districts in Seattle and Everett. She has spent her career, and it's been her calling actually, supporting students through occupational therapy services. In Everett, she has focused her time and energy at the elementary level and most recently with the Silver Firs and Forest View elementary schools. Chris is kind, collaborative, and creative in her work with all the students, staff, and families that she supports and serves. We look forward to hearing about Chris's next steps
and learning about her camping, skiing, and hiking adventures with her husband, as well as traveling. And we also are very excited for her to celebrate her son's wedding. Chris, congratulations and good luck. When asked, Hetty's colleagues said she's always smiling, instantly connects with people through her smile and infectious laughter. She's always willing to help and do whatever it takes to support students, staff, and administration. Hetty's been a speech and language pathologist for 42 years, starting at the ESD 189 supporting a few districts, then working at Lake Stevens School District and Marysville, and as Hetty puts it, the very best district, Everett Public Schools. She can do anything, and she works at all levels with all programs, and she makes speech and language therapy fun. Hetty has not only been a leader as a speech and language pathologist, but she has been a leader with her colleagues as a longtime EEA rep and a lead on the social committee to support having fun and celebrating accomplishments. Hetty is knowledgeable about all things speech and language and will be missed for her expertise, kindness, and friendship. Congratulations, Hetty.
William Marsh began working for Everett Public Schools in 2015. He served as a paraeducator, bus supervisor, and bus rider in our transportation department. William, thank you so much for your service to our students and to our district. We wish you all the best on your retirement.
Thank you all for attending tonight's retirement celebration. While the celebration was different this year, we hope you enjoyed hearing about the collective accomplishments of our retirees over the years in support of student success. We wish each retiring staff member the best in your future adventures. Earlier today, you received an email with a program for tonight's celebration, along with a link to a video with fun photos of our retirees and what they would have tweeted for the retirement announcement. You'll get to keep that in your mementos. That video will also be posted on our website and on our social media. Thank you to everyone who shared their photos and tweets. That concludes our celebration. All the best to our retirees. Enjoy the sunny evening. Thank you.